Hello, namaste, and welcome to Twin Flame Propel 11. And this will be a 7 into 7 clearing for twin flames. So, in 7 into 7 clearing for twin flames, we will be tapping into 7 different timelines of twin flame stages of this very lifetime. Since the time you met till the present scenario, and we will be accelerating the process of reunion. So here we begin. As I tap into the initial timeline, the first layer of fear I sense is of trust. With trust being predominant in this vortex, there's a lot of fear of commitment. With the fear of commitment, fear of losing everything that you have from a place of codependency. With the clearing of this block, what's more coming in this timeline would be fear of abandonment, fear of not being made to feel important enough, fear of not being chosen, fear of being humiliated, fear of being insulted, fear of being left behind, fear of losing everything, fear of having nothing at all, fear of being left behind. So as we've cleared the first timeline of energy, everything that is, we cancel, clear, and transmute and call in the light matrix frequency, and the mesh strains away all the unnecessary energies, and they are healed from your timeline. With this timeline being cleared, we are moving into another timeline where, as I tap in, the fear is of commitment. There's a lot of fear of losing the youth. There's a lot of fear of losing the attention from other people. There's a lot of fear of not having the opportunity to explore other options. There's a fear of just fitting into the box and not standing out of the box. Finally, tapping into the final layer of fear of this timeline. It is the fear of being left behind and not loved and cared for. So whatever comes up from this timeline, whatever is building up from this timeline, we cancel, clear, and transmute And here we'll apply the access consciousness tool. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds. And this timeline has thus been cleared. So now moving on to the next timeline, which we have, further tapping into that timeline energy. There's a lot of sense of guilt. There's a lot of sense of feeling unimportant. There's a lot of sense of feeling like, am I an asshole to be in this situation? There's a lot of consciousness of feeling ego, anger from the growth of self-esteem and self-respect in some layer. There's a lot of taking stand for yourself, starting to intervene. Meanwhile, there is a lot of guilt in this energy dynamic as well. There's a lot of shame. There's a lot of anxiousness. There's a lot of feeling like, I cannot do this. It just is getting wrong ethically. A lot of feeling like a lot of pressure coming through because of guilt, betrayal, and all the hurt and past issues of timelines coming up into the surface. There are various issues of just running away and not trying to feel the feeling because the pain has swelled up to that extent that it cannot be controlled anymore. Having to run away from that pain of lingering on to toxic imprints and calling in the false timeline energy. This is the vortex where the false timeline energy comes in and has completely taken over. So wherever the false timeline energy has completely taken over and there is fear, guilt, remorse, making the false timeline energy a blanket of protection because it ultimately came in for your healing acceleration and your preparation. So wherever the false timeline energy is affecting you, tapping into the false timeline energy, tapping into the false ideas of love, tapping into the false ideas of societal belief system, what love should be like, what love should feel like. Just releasing the barricades coming from the codependent love, from the love that requires you to give something in return. The conditioning from parental rearing, the conditioning from ancestors, the childhood experiences, the love, the idea that love needs to be bought with money. Wherever these conditionings are present in your heart space, wherever, because of this conditioning, there is another thought process that you do not deserve enough love, you're not worthy, you're not deserving of love. Wherever these conditionings are and wherever there is lack of self-love, just going to that space, wherever this timeline is bringing up in you, the intensity that is bringing up in you, just try to make the pain as intense as you can. Just bring out all the pain that you have and bring yourself to a state of completion, to a complete state of wholeness, where you're holding on to the intense pain in your inner heart space. As you do so, you will be feeling a sensation also in your hip portion. And this is a common symptom of CPTSD or PTSD, which is seen in a lot of twin flames because fragmentation is ultimately what separation is. So, wherever your root chakra is getting triggered because of this conditioning and you don't feel safe, that is where you feel a weird sensation in the muscle of your hip. And this might be also a reason you might be having constipation issues and a lot of terrible issues or ways you have to apply to excrete your bowel is quite more intensive and painful. And this is the years and years and years of karma that is penetrating through your root chakra, pricking you to heal them till you can sit and release the ancestral wounds, ancestral patterns and fears and diseases. This is one of the major timelines where a lot of your gifts, a lot of your activations took place. And this is a timeline that was required in your journey for your growth. So wherever anything negative you're carrying from this timeline, the intensity of it that has been formed, transmuting it with a click of your hand, rather with the hand of Jesus, you see the solidified part has been transmuted into a water-like, jelly-like bubble ball, and you are cutting that ball and water is percolating out. And with all the water percolating out, and so clear transmute, you have healed the pain of this timeline. Wherever it feels that you haven't healed, breaking that energy shield and letting all that energy, all that pain just flow to the gateway of your heart space. As this energy release is happening from the gateway of your heart space, the ocean, the rivers, ponds, everything is getting filled with that water, and your pain is transmuting the greenery of the planet to its authentic aura. You're feeling rejuvenated, peaceful, and you release all the pain of this timeline. Anything that is transmuting that to that jelly-like crystalline object and cutting it and letting the water pour, you are now completely free from this timeline. Having to clear 3 timelines, I'm sure you're feeling a lot better. A lot of you might have started to sweat. A lot of you might just feel like, oh my god, I feel so anxious. I just do not know how anxious can this feeling just get. It's so much anxiousness in this timeline. Having to feel the energy now where the divine masculine is reaching out to you, is talking to you, is present with you, has loved you. You're moving into another timeline and then has ghosted you and has just run away. And in the casually hunt, you've done a lot of things, you've taken a lot of steps, you've swayed in a lot of ways, you've tried to deliberately create through a lot of situations, you've tried probably dating, you've tried probably going around, you've tried probably to seek love on the outside, you've tried to just move through the process of life, trying to superficially live your life, and you've tried and tried, but you ultimately broke down when after some months your divine masculine calls you again. So wherever this conditioning, this programming of how the twin flame journey should be has made you carry this story in your process of being. Going to that space, having to know that trying to live superficially is just to fake a personality, fake a life, and fake a reality. But to create with the essence of your heart makes you feel whole and complete, and the wholeness that you're seeking, that can only be sorted as you go within. Having to know that, having to nurture that, we release anything that is coming up from this timeline, and we cancel, clear, and transmute all that is. Having to work through the energy of the fourth timeline, we move on to the fifth timeline now. This is the timeline when again and again your divine masculine has chosen the other person. Again and again, each time that you thought that your divine masculine would come back to you, but just did not. Each time you thought that things would just get better, and even though they got better, things just fell apart because they chose to move on with the karmic. And that pain, that blistering pain, the choice of being with their karmic partner again and again, not having to see the lessons that are needed to be learned, not having to feel through the feelings that are needed to be felt, but attaching through codependent trials, attaching through codependent ways, adhering to everything that is codependent in nature. Wherever the divine masculine was choosing the karmic, and you were not choosing yourself but seeking the divine masculine outside, and that is why your divine masculine was seeking love outside, thereby asking you to further go within. And the timeline when it was very difficult to just go within and love yourself because the pain was tremendous, and in some places you had numbed out, having to see your twin flame roam around with the karmic partner again and again. So wherever you are carrying this conditioning, wherever you have this thought process, wherever you have this anxiousness, wherever you have this jittery, bringing it up all at once, we're applying here access consciousness to it again. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds. And everything that's been cleared, anything that is remaining, we clear it now. Right and wrong, good and bad, button block, all night shots, boys and beyonds, and it's cleared completely. So now moving on to the sixth timeline. This is when you've not chosen your twin flame has not chosen you. You've just chosen everything but your twin flame, and your twin flame has chosen to mirror you. You've just gone away and you've just thought that you'll never come back to him again. You'll never want to see him again. You never want to be with each other again. You have cursed each other. You have just said everything possible. You've cursed their death. You have just said anything and everything possible about them. You've just hated them so much. They've hated you so much, and both of you have cursed each other and have deliberately hurt each other through deliberate creation of your pain. And all the hurt, all the revenge, all the pain inflicted on one another with all the wounds, where there is somewhere a blame game going on because each one of you have extreme love for each other and desire to receive and give from each other, balance the feminine and masculine. But wherever that is not happening, wherever there is a block happening, in that process, that is where this phase has glitched the two of you apart. But beyond the glitch, there came a time when something just came in, you moved on, or they moved away, or there was a partner that intervened. And even if nobody intervened, there were health issues, there was sudden feeling like I'm not feeling well, the sudden feeling like so much that thing just went haywire and became filled in pain. Wherever you have this energy, with the energy along, where you're thriving in extreme energy, you're thriving with all the work, with all the pressure, with all the hard-working endeavors, you're thriving beyond all that you can do, with all the lack consciousness, with all the codependency, with all the money blocks and the life purpose issues. This is the timeline that contains these all. 6 even talks about getting over the fear of material possessions, taking a leap of faith basically. So wherever you're not being able to take a leap of faith because of childhood abandonment issues, wherever your childhood abandonment issues are going on coming, and you cannot take the leap of faith, this is where your sixth timeline is playing its course. So having to know that these are conditioning that are being played out, there's nothing right, there's nothing wrong. Choosing to cancel, clear, transmute, all that is. We call in the light matrix frequency, we call in the kindness key, we call in the infinity symbol, and we let the kindness key, to all its magic, we just practice to just be. Wherever we felt that we have to do something to just be, we just can't be. Leaving those conditioning apart, give yourself the chance to just be in this moment. Just sit in this moment and just be. As you're continuing to just be, allow the kindness frequency, the ease key, the vibration of kindness frequency, the vibration of ease key, the kindness key vibration, prosperity key vibration, the light matrix vibration. All these frequencies are just available. You can just call them at any time. Calling in the rainbow ray frequency. Calling in the easing the fear key. The fear key that cancels, clear and transmutes and absorbs away all the fear with kindness. This layer, this timeline has completely been healed. Now coming to your current timeline, after 6th lifetime to the 7th lifetime, you're present in this moment and you've been flowing in the course. You've been feeling they'll come around, and they've come around to just go away, but you feel them stronger and stronger, coming to you more and more, as you envision them coming towards you, as you envision all the upset, which are but upset with God, having to know that God accepts you in every way and all your wishes are granted by God. All upset and fear of God will punish or something will go wrong, or you have to control anything, you have to do something, all the fear goes away and you're free, flying high and ready to accelerate your twin flame union. Call in your twin flame communication right now. Wherever your communication is blocked, wherever you're not being able to communicate or feel you're not just ready for your twin flame communication, wherever you're projecting any thought process of this is how it should be, that is how it should be, he's going to choose the third party, he's going to do that, he's going to do this, having to release all the fears, having to remind yourself again, God loves you, whatever you wish will come true, and your twin flame is all yours. Having to know that as you claim your twin flame and surrender all the pangs and fears to God, your twin flame journey is now ready to accelerate for a new beginning. Thank you and love and light to you. Namaste. If you want to work with me for private coaching, healing, or reading, or spellcasting and manifestation, and it's really a lot more, we also have twin flame monthly subscription classes. The classes are on Saturdays and Sundays. So all you need to do is contact me in the given number below on WhatsApp, and I'll give you all the details. Thank you and love and light to you. And every time, any anxiousness, every fear, anything that comes up, just know that God is with you. All your dreams and desires are coming true. All your dreams and desires have completely been fulfilled. They are always coming true. Your dreams and desires are always fulfilled. And your person is always yours. God is with you, and all your dreams and desires are coming true. Thank you, and love and light to you. Namaste.